What's going on, everybody? My name is Nick Hampshire, and welcome back to another episode of Being Aromantic While Not Being Asexual. Today's topic is one I've been a bit wary of broaching because kind of for the first time I feel like I don't really have a confident opinion on the topic, and that is, are aromantic people part of the LGBTQA plus community? Now, you know, the A's, aromantic, asexual, as I understand it, it means yes, right? Like that's where we're in the letters, like the extended letters. We're like the last letter, but we're in the letters supposedly. However, on like certain days, like coming out day and stuff like that, where I've made a little video just being like, hey, it's coming out day, so I'm aromantic, and kind of go through my spiel. I've had members of the LGBTQA plus community kind of come for me, and kind of like give me a hard time because I'm otherwise like, cisgendered, heterosexual, and I can't disagree with their opinion with authority, Like, the thing is, I grew up the majority of my life without even knowing I was aromantic, right? I didn't know I was aromantic until maybe 26, 27 years old. And so for most of my life, I was just like y'all's cheerleader, Like, yo, LGBTQA plus, like, go for it. Like, I'm here for you. I'm uplifting. Like, you guys got your shit, and I'm like supporting that, and that's awesome. Like, I wasn't a part of that community. I like had friends within the community. I was, a visitor, and an ally. Or an accomplice, but I was not part of the community. And that was fine by me, And then suddenly when I found out I was aromantic and started exploring that more, people would tell me that I was in the, like, oh, you're a part of the community now because your experience is atypical, so to speak, And so, for me, it's not really that important to be included. Like, I don't really care. Like, if everybody collectively decided, like, oh, aromantics aren't part of it, like, okay, like, I don't need to be part of the bigger community to feel whatever it is that people need to feel out of that community. Like, I understand that the need for those types of spaces and communities is because, it can be very unwelcoming and even unsafe for many others in that community. And I've had people ask me, like, do you feel you've been persecuted or oppressed or anything in a way that, lesbians or gay people or trans people have? And absolutely not. I would never in my life, draw similarities between what my experience has been and what their experience has been. Like, there's nothing really outwardly visible about me that makes me aromantic. Most people don't even know what it is. So other things, internally, mentally that I've dealt with that make it, somewhat hard to find my place in society and figure out my shit, sure. And is that atypical from the normal experience, quote unquote? Sure. But like, I would never liken my experience to the severity of what others face that are like more visibly different or more visibly part of the LGBTQA plus community. And so like, I understand why they, need a space and community where they can feel comfortable, where they can feel safe, and why they would be hyper protective of that space of like an otherwise normal person, like cisgendered, heteronormative person, whatever. So I understand both sides of it, and this is kind of one of the few topics about being aromantic that I don't really feel like I'm an authority or really can even weigh in particularly heavily on the issue. You know what I mean? Like, it is important for me that people are aware of aromanticism and aromantics and asexuals, and that we do have a community for ourselves. Like, there are, I'm in a few aromantic groups where it is very nice to be able to, talk amongst ourselves very openly about our feelings without, fear of being misunderstood or judged or, called on the names and stuff like that. So, again, I understand the need for that, and I understand why those people, other aromantics would feel, or even asexuals, would like to be included in the bigger community. You know what I mean? And in many aromantics that I know are also like queer. They're like bi or pan or whatever. So there are other dynamics to their sexuality and orientation and whatnot that make them part of the community. So it's kind of like a non-issue for some of those people. But for someone like myself, who, like, by all intents and purposes, do not belong in that community, it's very ambiguous, and I can understand why some people within the community would feel as though I am, infringing on their space, despite my being an ally. I've had people accuse me of like taking up space in their space. I do my best to make sure that I'm not infringing on other people's space, you know what I mean? And so it's very sensitive topic that I don't really have as much authority to speak on as I have with previous videos. So this whole topic here is actually more of like a conversation, you know what I mean? I'm really curious to hear what other aromantic people think, or asexual people, because, we're kind of siblings, so to speak, in a certain way. And I've seen people that say asexuals aren't part of the community as well, you know what I mean? So I am curious to see what aromantics think, asexuals think, and just other people within the LGBTQA plus community. You mean, like, what do you guys think about whether or not we're included or not, or like, should we have like our own space, or is it all together, or should there be spaces that, we're all under the same umbrella, but, this is over there, this is over there, like, I don't know. And I can't even say that there is a definitive answer to be had, you know what I mean? So, anybody coming in trying to be like, this is the facts, I feel like pump the brakes a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that individually we can feel differently about it, and I would really just like to promote conversation in the comments to see what you guys really think about it, how you guys feel, whether you're part of the community or not, if you feel, separated from the community, if you've had other people try to separate you from the community, like within the community, gatekeeping and stuff like that, I know is a really big issue within the community as a whole. Like, and even on a micro level where, some romantic people, oh, you're gray romantic, so you're not included, blah, blah. It's all kind of crazy. So this whole video is a little bit long for me to say. I don't know. I really don't know what the topic, how to come down on the topic, to be honest. It's really sensitive, and I understand that. So I'm going to open it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I got more videos coming. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Like I said, I have tons of more content I want to create. And please leave comments, leave your opinions below. Check out some of the other videos. That's pretty much it. Find me on Instagram at Hampshire. Find me on Twitch at Hampshire. Find me everywhere at Hampshire. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.